My name is Keith Elliot Greenberg, and I am proud to be the author of This Book is All Elite, and it is the story of All Elite Wrestling.
I am not some other motherfucker.
I don't think there's anyone quite like timeless Toni Storm. I know that she and Tony Khan, behind the scenes, have discussed the development of that character, but so much of it comes deep within the soul of timeless Toni Storm. You think about Sunset Boulevard, and timeless Toni Storm has embraced those figures from another time and created a modern version, saying things someone in 1950 would have never said publicly.
Line up the next batch of slub-tards, cause baby wants to binge!
MJF could have been a one-dimensional wrestler if he was not endowed with the wrestling abilities that he has. MJF is very good on the microphone, and he's very good at insulting people.
You will always fall short! You will always be second best to me!
But MJF defines himself as a generational talent, and he proved that not only by winning the AEW championship, but engaging in matches like his Iron Man battle with Bryan Danielson. The fans were enthralled, and MJF later told me that he learned more in that hour plus of wrestling Bryan Danielson than he probably had in his entire career. And when I first saw Orange Cassidy on the independent circuit before the formation of AEW, I mean, he had red hair and he called himself Orange and he would drink orange juice. And he did some funny things, like he would do all these moves with his hands in his pockets, like he, barely cared about being there. But he was an incredible athlete, but I always thought he was a novelty act. But Orange Cassidy, as the international champion, established himself as a warrior who would take a vicious beating week after week, would come to the ring all wrapped up in tape and find a way to triumph. Anyone who's watched Swerve Strickland in the past, before he was in AEW, realized he was an extremely talented guy. But in AEW, he's been allowed to not only showcase his physical talents, but to bear a bit of his soul. For instance, his partnership with Prince Nana. You'd think like, okay, Swerve Strickland's a badass, Prince Nana dances down the aisle, and somehow they have gotten you convinced that these two are really more than partners, they're family. One thing that's legit about Adam Page is he happens to be a very emotional guy. And he's been able to channel that into a character that is far interesting than just simply somebody playing a cowboy. What wrestlers across the board say about AEW is they give you the freedom to write your own story. When we're seeing MJF, yeah, MJF doesn't act like a jerk most of the time, but he has that in him. John Moxley, he has a chip on his shoulder. And of course, it's an exaggerated form of John Moxley in real life, but it's John Moxley. When you see Darby Allin, you are looking at someone who for most of his life has been regarded as a social misfit and has been out to prove the world wrong. And when you look at Hangman Page, this is a man who feels things very deeply. And sometimes those emotions take him in the wrong direction. And when he channels those emotions properly, it's triumphant for him. And that is not a professional wrestling angle. That is 100% real.